All right, in this video, I'm going to explain to you why you should run your traffic to an IG page instead of a VSL. The VSL works, but it works if you're established. If you're not yet established and you want more clients, you're a coach or consultant, you want to lead most of your traffic into an IG page. So you provide value up front, you build trust. The way it really works is if you have these three systems in place, if you're starting out and you want to gain traction. Let's say your goal is to hit the first 10K a month within 90 days. You want to focus on these three things here. First of all, you want the content to be there. Why? Because the content builds trust, it helps you build your messaging, and it gets you in a position of the market that you build some recognition and you build out your messaging. The faster you build content, the faster you start pushing out, whether it's, videos, you're pumping out looser chart videos like this, you're educating your clients, the better it is because you build a small track record and you understand what you're talking about, okay? And you start believing in your own product by repetition, all right? The other thing you can use to get more traction in the market is ads. Most likely you probably don't have the funds for that, so you want to focus on outreach next. But nothing happens if you don't have your content in place, okay? So here's the chart I made. If you've started out doing VSLs, instead you want to run it into an IG page and have code as leverage, right? I'm not saying post videos on IG and have people, find you based on the algorithm. What I'm saying is you build traffic to the IG and use some type of code leverage, which is mini chats, right? When people come to your page, maybe they click on DM or you send them to a page, you can use the code as leverage to have some type of CTA and action to be taken in place, right? What this does, it eliminates the process of the opt-in. The opt-in is like a wall right now. It's like a brick wall. Why people land on it? Too many people have been doing it in the past and they just don't really want to give out their email. But instead, if you do this, they either become a follower, they start being, indoctrinated to your whatever you're providing, and in their mind, you are someone of value. Think about it. When you're on Instagram, TikTok, X, LinkedIn, whatever, the people that are there providing value, you don't really forget about them. You almost bookmark them in a way subconsciously of someone that's providing value. You might come back to their content later on. You might, remember them down the line. But if they do a good job of providing value down the line, you're probably going to go and you're going to see what they're offering, right? And if they have their value assets set in place, you do a good job of having your value assets in place. You can engage them through DMs later and get them on an intro call, right? Which can either lead to a close, become a client, cash collected, back to ads. Now you can go to ads, do it again, increase your leverage. And if you don't do that, if they don't come, if they don't DM, you don't book an intro call, what do they do? You can also have a link to a free school group where they can go on, again, get indoctrinated with your content. This is why it's so important right now. If you've been running a VSL or you've been doing any type of funnel, you start implementing this because this compounds over time. Why? Because it actually makes your outreach more powerful, right? This thing compounds, if you understand it. Next time you go to do an outreach, you recognize in the market, your outreach is more powerful. You can send these assets, these value assets, to use them for your outreach, right? Where before was you do outreach, they don't really know who you are. Maybe you send them to a VSL, it looks spammy, you look like a scammer. But if you have your value assets in place, they can go on their own out of curiosity, maybe send a comment or a DM, and the code leverage comes in, puts them into a nurturing system, starts giving them value over time, hoping for you to get into that intro call so you can either close them based on what you're providing, or if you're not, they can at least go to the free stuff you have. Maybe you have a free you have a free info product, you have a free course, you have your software, whatever you're showcasing, you have it in a free group where you can join in, and from there you can get their email, right? It's kind of a sneaky way of doing it. where before they had to just come and opt in, spend a second, and you'll never see them again. They get hit with the brick wall. Instead, you send them to a free group. When they sign for the free group, you get their email information when they have to sign up to come to free group, right? So you get the email that you wanted to from the opt-in, similar to the VSL, and now you have them bookmarked subconsciously in your head where they come again and they know you as a value producing member in the market, right? This new way of doing it is much more efficient. Like I said, you have that code leverage working for you so you can systemize the process. So if you're a coach, consultant, you're a SaaS founder, and maybe you've been running VSL funnels in the past before, you want to implement this approach. Why? Because it gives you a lot of leverage that you can expand on down the line. If you want to find out how you can do it, check out the description below. You can get on a one-on-one call with me to see if this is something that might help you increase your revenue. And if you're a beginner and you want to get to that 10K mark, this is what I would recommend you doing. Because if you start doing outreach right off the bat and you don't have your content in place, people are just going to look at you as, some 16-year-old, that doesn't know anything about business, right? But if you have your content in place and you do outreach and you sprinkle some ads to something like this, a system like this, then you have this positive feedback loop that's going to help you close and get those calls much quicker. All right.